Welcome again to Family Dynamics with Bola. On today's episode, we are going to be discussing as we work towards rounding up our marriage series how to talk with your spouse so that they truly hear you. After counseling couples, I've realized that most partners don't have a love problem. I mean, the love is there, but there's usually the listening problem. You can talk for hours, you can cry, you can shout, you can even repeat yourself over and over and over again. But if your partner doesn't hear you, it feels like you're talking to a wall. Have you ever been there? God knows I've been there. And nothing hurts more than you pouring out your heart and you're getting the silence treatment or even defensiveness in return. So today, I want to discuss with you and show you how you can talk so that your partner truly hears you. Not just with their ears, but with their heart. Because when they understand you, when that kind of understanding grows in your relationship, your love breathes again. Your love will blossom when your understanding of yourself grow. Let's be honest. We don't really listen to understand. Most times, if we've not worked on ourselves and really work on our listening ability, we listen just to reply the other person. Most couples that I've worked with, most couples that I've listened to, most couples that we've had conversation about this fall into these three traps that I would love to discuss with you. The first one is the fixer. Is that you? The fixer is always trying to solve the problem instead of listening. When your spouse is speaking with you, you're already looking for the solution. You just want to listen, you just want to fix it. Or the second trap is the fighter, always ready to defend instead of trying to understand what the other partner is saying. They come with this defensive wall, like, no, that's not it. Or the third trap that people often fall into is the fader. Fader shuts down because the conversation feels too heavy. They're not ready for that. They're just like, okay. You're talking, they're not listening. They faded away. So, which of these three traps have you fallen into, and how can you get out? These are things that we're going to be discussing today. Here's the truth. We know that communication is just not, it's not about you just talking. Communication is not just about talking. It's about you creating a safety net. People don't open up when they feel like you're judging them or you're attacking them or you're dismissing them. Your spouse is not going to open up that way. If they feel like having conversations with you is stressful, I'm telling you, they would rather just sit down. So the first step is, it's not exactly even what you say, it's the atmosphere that you create. The atmosphere you create when you want to have those kind of really weighty communication. It's really important. That's the first thing. You want to ask yourself, does my tone invite my partner in, or does it push them away? If you're going to have a conversation with them, how do I start it? How do I do this, right? What kind of environment have I created that would make my partner want to listen to me? So that's really key. That's the first thing you want to do. I remember I was having this conversation with a friend, and she was telling the husband, like, you never spend time with me. You're always busy out there doing things for other people, but you don't spend time with me. You never, that word, you never spend time with me. I mean, ask yourself, is that even possible that someone never spent time with you? Guess what the husband heard in that instance? He just heard, you're a failure as a husband. But what she really meant was, I really miss you. I miss the things that we used to do together. I want you to spend more time with me. But the message was lost because of a tone, right? That carried that frustration, because of an atmosphere that was presented in that case. When you speak from a place of pain, it pushes the other person away. The way you present that conversation determines if their heart is going to open to you. If they feel like you're attacking them, they kind of shut down in that instance, right? So let's talk about understanding how to listen. Listening is an art that we have to learn. Some people, it's a natural phenomenon for them. For some, we have to learn it. Listening is not just you waiting for your own turn to talk. Listening is you hearing with your heart. It's you hearing what the person is not even saying, right? I mean, I am guilty of this one. As you're speaking, I'm already thinking about what I want to say to counter that. I'll just like, But over time, I'm beginning to learn the hurt of listening. I want to present to you 3 simple steps to listen effectively. You can listen partially, but if you want to listen effectively, the first thing is pause before you actually reply that person. Take a pause. Don't rush to speak. Don't rush to defend. Breathe. Take a breather first before you actually reply your spouse when they're listening to you. And the second simple step is reflect back on what you've heard. Reflect. You can say, for example, is this what you're saying? Are you saying that you feel hurt because I wasn't there for you at this instance, right? So that they can confirm. You've de escalated that situation if you want to go by that. And then the third simple step you want to take is validate that emotion, not just the logic. This one is mostly men, right? Men are logical in their thinking. And when a woman is talking about something, they'll be like, I mean, it's not a big deal, but you want to validate that emotion. It makes your spouse feel heard, right? You can tell them, I understand why that made you feel like you're not important to me. And if you don't, you're like, I'm trying to understand that. But if that's really important to you, I take notice of that. When you validate, your partner feel like you see them. Even if you don't agree with them, like I said, but when you validate that emotion, they feel seen. They feel seen. I had a conversation with this Nigerian couple who was always having issues about who does what on the weekend. The husband is saying, she's always complaining. And then the wife is like, he never helps me. But when we started speaking, the husband got to find out. I don't need to argue. He learned that the woman was trying to tell him that she feels overwhelmed, right? And in that instance, that conversation changed everything for them. So, how do you speak to your partner without them feeling like you're attacking them? We know that words can actually build or break. It depends on how you frame it. You can say the same thing in different ways and get different results. So, here's a powerful shift. You want to shift from you pointing the fingers. Remember, when you point one, the rest is pointing to you. Shift from those you statement to I statement. For example, instead of you saying, my husband, you would never listen to me, that word again. I don't know why we like to put that never. um, you can say, I feel unheard when I'm talking and you are on the phone. I feel unheard when I'm trying to have a conversation with you and you keep telling me, I'm tired, right? You see how that has shifted the atmosphere. Instead of you telling your spouse, you're very lazy, you can shift it, for example, and say, I actually feel stressed. I feel overwhelmed when the chores pile up and I'm doing them alone. And sometimes you'll be like, should they not know what they're supposed to do? Remember, we're trying to build our relationship here. If they knew, they would have. And if you wanted help, you might as well say it in a way that would create peace and calmness in your family. These little changes can move your partner from a place of defending themselves to a place of empathy. Maybe because they've never even seen it that way, right? Remember that your tone really, really matters. Gentle words have power. The Bible says a gentle answer turns away wrath. You don't want to fight harshness with harshness, right? Because you want peace. At the end of the day, you want our marriage to be loving, to be successful, so that we can raise really wonderful, well-rounded children, right? And let's talk about the power of timing and presence. There is time for everything. If you say the right thing at the wrong time, it negates the effect of it. You don't want to start serious talks when your partner is really tired, when they are angry, when they are distracted, right? Right timing communicates respect. Have you ever thought about that? That the right timing communicates respect. I respect you as a person, so I know the right time to bring this conversation to you. And presence also matter when you're having discussion that would, that has a weight. You want to put down your phone, you want to turn off the TV, you want to look at each other. Oftentimes when your eyes meet, right, your heart tend to listen. Give your spouse that attention at that time. I mean, tops, maybe 30 minutes of heart to heart, or, you can give your spouse that. And it's not like it's every day that they kind of have that kind of conversation. So, timing and presence is really important. Be present when you are present, right? When you say you're there, it's not like I'm listening to you and you're pressing your phone or you're playing games. It doesn't show respect to the other person. You could schedule connection moments, right? Even maybe like 10 minutes a day of uninterrupted talk can change the dynamics of your relationship. Just 10 minutes. You can find 10 minutes, right? With your spouse every day. It could be, it could change the dynamics of your relationship. And of course, we know that words can heal. You can heal your relationship through the words that you say. Saying thank you for little things or even things that you expect them to do. Oh, I'm sorry, or I love you. Enough. When you say it often enough, it can rebuild broken bridges faster than, maybe just one grand gesture that you're doing once a year, right? When you get into the habit of saying thank you for the little things or I love you. I remember a clip that I saw, and then the spouse had said, I love you. And the other spouse said, what do you want? Just because they've not heard it. Like, you only say, I love you when you need something. No, that should not be you. When you're grateful for the little things or even the things that you feel like is the responsibility of your spouse, when you're grateful for that, it kind of softens the heart, right? When you apologize for something that you've done wrong, it humbles the other person, right? So heal your relationship through your word. So as I round up today, how do you talk so that your partner truly hears you? Create the atmosphere of safety. Listen to them with your heart. Don't listen to just respond to them. Remember, we talk about the heart of listening, the 3 simple steps, right? Speak with gentleness, choose the right time, and use your words to heal. You're right. It's not really about who wins that argument. To tell you the truth, you can win an argument and lose a person or lose a relationship, and you don't want that to be you. It's usually about if both of you feel seen or feel heard in your relationship. And if your marriage has been marked, if it's been marked by silence or defensiveness or constant misunderstanding, guess what? It's not too late. With this kind of awareness, with this kind of practice that we've highlighted today, sometimes guided counseling, your connection can be restored. It can be restored. Communication is not a gift for a few people. It's a skill that every single one of us can learn. And everyone in a marriage relationship can learn it too. If it's something that you're not used to, you didn't grow up with it, right? You can learn it. Thank you for joining me today. If this message spoke to you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And let's keep choosing conversations that heal us. Thank you so much for listening. This is Family Dynamics with Bola.